Hey guys, in this video I was going to talk about something I'd never done before, which was a DCC sound install. I got this Baldwin VO-1000 on eBay about a year ago, got a good price on it. I thought I'd put a TCS Wow Diesel decoder in there and speaker. So as I started the install right off the bat, I could tell that the tip that came with my soldering iron on the right was way too big to be messing around with the board. So this is just showing the new tip on the left. Another thing I realized real quick was the normal wire strippers I have that'll handle gauge 10 to say 20 wire. I'm not going to cut it. This is using gauge 30 wire that I bought from, it was Digitrex DCC wire bundle. Another thing I did was the Stewart model comes with kind of a yellowish, orangish, amberish LED. I didn't like the way that looked, so I've got some replacements there. So here I've got the shell off. This is the factory board. Everything's still all connected. I followed the instructions on the TCS website. I believe DCC Express Installations did those pictures. They did a nice job. I've actually had them, that Jeep you've seen in some other videos, they did the install. So following their instructions. In this shot here, I've just got the factory board off, but all the clips are still on all the track pickups you see in red and black. And now I've cut the pickups. Now I'm in it for real. This starting to cut wires and stuff here. So now we're moving forward. I was hesitant, but I kind of wanted to give this a go. One of the things you have to do, just following the instructions on the website, is extend some of the pickups. So there's, you can see the red there and the black lines there are both extended. Here the track pickups in red and black from the front and back are installed and soldered to the board, as well as the orange and gray pickups from the motor. Not pickups, but the orange and gray lines and wires from the motor are now also soldered to the board. Following the wiring diagram, it's pretty straightforward. The board has even an idiot like me can read what's on the board there and sort of follow the instructions. The trick is you can see how small those pads are, so getting those to go. So here's just showing the yellow sort of amber colored LED that came in both the front and the back position on the locomotive. The rear one was in the cab here and had kind of a little bit of a clip to it, and the wires kind of ran in a funky way, so I had to kind of pull that out. Also, I was messing around making some soldering connections, and I touched the side of the iron to the right corner of the cab there. I don't think you could really tell. I patched it up and touched up the paint. I think with some weathering, you'll never know. Here's just the speaker. It's whatever came in the Wow kit with the leads now attached. So you attach the leads and then push the speaker down into a 3D printed enclosure, which is now attached to the locomotive. One thing I should have done as I'm cleaning up wires here is trim the leads for the speaker, and I didn't. I just, like I said, never done this before, so the wires are starting to be a little bit of a mess there. I used a bit of a wire clip to start, trying to clean things up a bit. At this point, the sound works and the locomotive runs, which I'm showing here. This was after wrestling with the LEDs for a while. Finally got those working. It just turned out to be a bad joint on the common, which is the blue wire, onto a tiny little pad. I had to use a solder remover, a desoldering tool, and suck the solder off that and rework that joint. So here I've got that redone and fixed with these are the replacement LEDs. And the one in the cab especially is way brighter than the one that came with the locomotive. So this is showing how much light was leaking into the cab there. I don't know if you could see that. Now it's back to the front headlight. But as it was in reverse, there was so much light leaking into the cab. I ended up having to paint all around a clear plastic window up in the roof of it. I basically just painted it black and then stuck some tacky putty on there to just cover that up. So I think it's good now.
It is speed step 1, as low as it goes. Stewards are nice.
That Stewart is just such a nice runner. And you can see there's no noticeable light leak from that rear light anymore in the cab. So I think I got that problem solved. Well guys, I'm pretty excited with that. I kind of set my mind to learning to solder properly, and being able to do a DCC and sound install myself has been a goal of mine for a while. I don't think this particular install is terribly difficult. It's just a matter of, making connections on the board and clean joints and working with really fine wire and a really fine tip iron. So very steady hands, and I even had to use a magnifying glass for some of those contacts for the lights on the TCS motherboard. But just the way this thing runs, the way it sounds, I'm pretty pleased with it. So thought I would share. I still need to put details and all those kinds of things, on the model. The Stewarts come as kits. They're largely built like this, and all the railings and that sort of thing, and horn and bell and all those things are there for you to put on yourself. So haven't done that yet. This is just something I've been working on while waiting for things to dry, and kind of poking around with it for a little while also laying track. So I'm going back and forth, having a good time, and anyway, hope you're all well, and talk to you next time.